You are Locked On Heat POSTCAST. Part of Locked On Sports Miami on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
What is up, Heat fan, and welcome to your Heat POSTCAST on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day, 10 in a row, 10 in a row, 10 in a row. I'm just going to say it, 10 in a row, 8 in a row at home. Yeah, those are the losing streaks for your Miami Heat right now. They have not won a game since March 3rd, okay? They have not won a game since March 3rd. I could be a parrot tonight, all night long. March 3rd, March 3rd. You know, I mean, that's what it is. Long time, right? And tonight was a whole mess of ugly in the fourth quarter again, although they managed to hang around again like they did against the Pistons. And, of course, the buzzer beater by Cunningham breaks their hearts. And now tonight is, man, oh, man, I'll tell you what, 102-98, the final against the number 2 team in the West, the Houston Rockets. Ime Udoka, the former Celtics coach, he cheated on Nia Long. Think about that. And you saw the girl he cheated with. It just goes to show that some people don't cheat for looks. I mean, I didn't call her ugly. Calm down, woke mob. I said he didn't cheat for looks, which means the girl was nowhere near as good looking as Nia Long. And if you have a problem with me saying that, come on, you're in the wrong place. Anyway, Jim Grieshaber, call me Gries, G-R-I-E-S. This is Sports Fan Show. 102-98, the final. Houston with the win, but Ime Udoka with the brilliant coaching job and the turnaround in Houston. Just a tremendous, tremendous job. Went there quietly after the whole scandal in Beantown, but man, he's doing a great job with the Rockets, a once incredible franchise. Think about the dream years and the 2 titles in the 90s. Think about 86 with the Towers. Hakeem Olajuwon and Ralph Sampson, the 2 eras of dream in Houston. And, you know, you think about the dream down the stretch every season, it was Ramadan and what he was able to do. But the Heat lose their 10th in a row, and they are just reeling right now. You know, when Fred VanVleet goes for 37 points. He was 9 of 11 from 3. He was 13 of 17 from the floor. An incredible performance by him. Also, Andrew Wiggins balling for the Heat, his best game as a Miami Heatster, and he had his first 30-point game. It's the highest scoring game of the season. All right, Jim Grieshaber, call me Gries. It's March Madness, baby. More on that. Un momento, por favor. But tonight's show, your Heat POSTCAST on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day, is brought to you by Prizepicks. And you know how I feel about Prizepicks when you get the action on the action. This episode brought to you by Prizepicks. Download the app today. Use code LOCKEDONNBA to get $50 instantly when you play your first $5 lineup with Prizepicks. Run your game. And the game is being run on the Heat right now. Fred VanVleet. You see the verb over there? VanVleeted, like decleated. He got and it's one word, VanVleet, not 2. I mean, you got to get the name right when he's killing you, right? VanVleet, 37 points. The Rockets have won 9 games in a row. The Heat have lost 10 in a row. 2 teams going in opposite directions, and there's no such thing as opposites attract. Saying a Paula Abdul song, you know what I'm saying? So, and she was a Laker girl, so that does have something to do with basketball. How about that? And how about Thompson, after missing 6 games for Houston, 18 points, 7 steals. Dylan Brooks, Jabari Smith, 11 points each. But the thing about Houston, the offensive rebounds, they forced a ton of turnovers tonight. So Miami gets worked in the paint always. They get no help on the glass most nights, and it's just brutal. The offensive rebounding of the Houston Rockets is elite anyway. And so, yeah, an 11-point deficit earlier in the third quarter. Sound familiar? I'll wait to Issei play him. I'm going to have to diss, and you could get a smack for this because the Rockets were no joke. So Andrew Wiggins, 30 points tonight, highest total since the Heat got him from Golden State for the player who shall remain nameless. How about shall be renamed? I'd love to rename that nameless player who you know I'm talking about right here, and he's loving life in Golden State while the Heat are miserable, and he's coming to town soon. I said block the plane at the airport. You know how we do. But a good game tonight for Kel'el Ware as well. So wiggy, 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 can't you see? Sometimes your game just hypnotized me. And he did tonight, 30 points, right? And how about Kel'el Ware, Killa K, in the mix. 16 points, 14 boards for the rookie tonight. Bam Adebayo, 16 points, most of it in garbage time in the fourth quarter. And yes, it was garbage time. Despite of the 4-point margin, it was never really a serious debate the outcome. It was never really in any kind of jeopardy or anything. You know what I mean? No kind of doubt. Never in doubt. So the Heat, for the 20th time this season, the numbers just keep on coming. 20 times they've given away a double-digit lead. Think about that. 20 times they've given away a double-digit lead, and it's led to a loss. 20 of your 41 losses. Almost half. Almost half. I told you, I was going to be a parrot tonight, didn't I? I mean, look, 9-2 run for Van Vliet. Remember Karl Anthony Towns scored 15 in a row for the Knicks? Hey, how about getting a stop, guys? How about getting a stop? Spo talked about the expectations after the game in the press conference when he's talking about, hey, you know what? He's at the podium going, just because of our culture, of what's expected here, of the success we've had, you don't really get to learn on the job here and play through all your mistakes like you might with some other franchises. And he just kind of like not really taking a shot, but this is their longest losing streak since 2008, the longest of Eric Spoelstra's head coaching career. Shout out Spo, always a great dude. But it is what it is, man. The Heat have Charlotte coming in. Maybe, they've been miserable at home. They have been miserable at home. I actually, you know what? Just so I would remember this, because I was actually traveling on my way back as the first half of the game it was on. And so here I am, right? And 10 games in a row, they've lost. And I found an interesting fact, and I texted it to my lady so I wouldn't forget it. It's right here, and I'd have it handy for you. So, yeah, the Heat have been outscored in their last 11 fourth quarters, all the games of the current losing streak, except for obviously one. But the last 11 fourth quarters, they've been outscored, and the first one was in a victory. So there you have it. That's what's going on with your Miami Heat right now. We still have the box score to get to. We still have the team stats to get to. We have got, the turning point. We've got the stars of the game. We got the final score graphic, and we have all those things for you as we move along with your Heat postcast. Jim Grieshaber, call me Grease. Oh, man. We got some fun stuff coming your way. It's the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. We are free wherever you get your podcast, as is Locked On Heat with the fellas. Great job by them always, and you'll get them day to day. Me after the games with the newly formatted postcast, and then LockedOnDaily.com for your Locked On Heat newsletter every day in your inbox. Go to LockedOnDaily.com. Heat and NBA news, ultimate style, man. You don't need anything else other than that if you're a Heat and NBA fan, and why else would you be here? Of course you. I mean, you could just love me, and I would accept that. I'm comfortable with that, but I don't think that's the case. I think it's the Heat, and you got a rabid fan base. This team, look, one thing I will say before we hit the break is that the Heat are a competitive team from the standpoint of they really compete. They get in your shirt on defense. They're forcing deflections, steals. They have leads in the first half against elite teams even. They run out of gas late. Their offense stagnates. They don't get into it quickly enough. They're not making the passes they were earlier in the game. They don't seem to have that little extra oomph in their step, that little urgency when the defense clamps up and you have to match their intensity with your execution. That's what the Heat are not doing right now. I am Jim Grieshaber. Call me Grease. This is your Heat postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. I told you what's coming. This is how I'm coming. Yeah, I know. 10 in a row and 8 in a row at home. And then, of course, they have not won since March the 3rd. It's Heat postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network. Jim Grieshaber, call me Grease, Gries, at Jim Grease _ on social media. Give me a follow, make you holla. Stay right here. We got a lot more to go through with tonight's game box score right here on the other side. And we get to tell you, I say we, but it's me, but I do it for all of us. So come on, it's a team sport, right? Broadcasting's a team sport, just like basketball. You know what I'm saying? And I will tell you this right now, and you know this, basketball season is heating up. I just left Vegas. You should see the sports books right now, and there's no better way to get in on the action than with Prizepicks, the best place for daily fantasy sports. With Prizepicks, you just pick more or less on at least 2-player projections for a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. You everydayers know the deal. If you haven't signed up yet, what are you waiting for? It's easy to use, available in over 30 states, and lets you mix and match projections across different sports, which is dope AF as well. What can you do with Prizepicks? Building lineups. This week, I'm selecting Luka. He lives on the second floor for more than 25 points. And Jason Tatum, shout out to Tatum, for more than 8 rebounds. It's quick and easy with Prizepicks, making it simple. You can set your lineup in less than 60 seconds and stay engaged all game long. Who doesn't want to stay engaged? When you win, your money, other alternatives getting married. Hello. Fast payouts. When you win, your money hits your account in as little as 15 minutes. No waiting around. Was funny. Taco Tuesday deals. By the way, Tuesdays are not just, who said tacos own Tuesdays? We don't just give them that. You know what I mean? It's no. Every Tuesday, Prizepicks discounts select player projections up to 25%, giving even more value to your lineup. So if you get the tacos on sale while you discount, with Prizepicks, think of all the money you're saving on your Tuesdays. Download the app today. Use code LOCKEDONNBA to get more of my creepy voice. You get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code LOCKEDONNBA for $50 right away after you play your first $5 lineup with Prizepicks. Run your game. Yeah, we know we love that, right? We love the Prizepicks. But we also love Hungryroot. If you don't know about Hungryroot, I'll tell you all about it right now, because when it comes to grocery shopping and meal planning, I've had this ongoing problem. I look great for 53, right? I look great for any age. And the ongoing problem is not that I look great. The ongoing problem, I don't have the time. This is a lot of work. Do you see this? Of course I'm being facetious, but I might as well not be, because it really is an issue, right? Work, life, trying to get healthier, eat healthier. I'm constantly feeling stressed out, and I'm going to myself, man, what am I doing? What am I going to do? I would go to the grocery store, buy things I didn't need, end up with no time to actually cook. My ladies, literally just furious with me. How much time am I going to spend at the grocery store? Sticking to my health goals with all this, that was a struggle too, but everything changed when I discovered Hungryroot. That's right, because it's been a game changer. It's the easiest way to eat healthy without all the stress. With Hungryroot, it's like having a personal shopper and a nutritionist all in one. My sister's a nutritionist. She might be in trouble. They take care of my grocery shopping, recommending meals and groceries based on my taste and health goals, from anti-inflammatory to high protein and gluten-free options. And the best part, every meal is ready in 15 minutes or less. I'm talking quick, healthy meals that actually taste great, all delivered straight to my door. It's been a huge time saver and has made healthy eating so much simpler. You're going to love Hungryroot as much as I do. What a name, too, Hungryroot. For a limited time, get 40% off your first box and a free item in every box for life. Just go to hungryroot.com/LockedOnNBA and use code LockedOnNBA. Look, I got spit flying out of my mouth. That's hungryroot.com/LockedOnNBA, code LockedOnNBA, LOCKEDONNBA, to get 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life. hungryroot.com/LockedOnNBA, code LockedOnNBA. Don't miss out. Dun, 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 dun. And we are also brought to you by Robinhood, because it ain't all good. That's an Ice Cube song, just in case you're wondering. I know those of you who've been riding with me, you know this. All right, so here we go. We are talking right now, and we are excited because, oh, baby, Robinhood is all good. You know what I'm saying? And if the spot would load, that would be even greater for me and you. And here we go. Robinhood, because it is all good. With Robinhood Gold, you can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on retirement contributions. The privileges of the very privileged are no longer exclusive. How about that, right? No longer exclusive. With Robinhood Gold, your annual IRA contributions are boosted by 3%, plus you also get 4% APY on your cash and non-retirement accounts. That's over 8 times the national savings average. Perks of the high net worth, now available for any net worth. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive your 3% boost on annual IRA contributions, sign up at Robinhood.com/gold. Investing involves risks, rates subject to change. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold at $5 a month for 1 year from first match. Must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to Robinhood.com/boost. Over 8 times the national average savings account. Interest rate claim is based on data from the FDIC as of November 18, 2024. Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC. No. All right, here we go. Reset Reset, set. Oh, it's reflex, not reset. I get a little carried away with the music sometimes, but who doesn't love some good old-fashioned music? You know what I'm saying? Jim Grieshaber, call me Grease. Heat Postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. And right now, before we get back into the mix, and this break has been forever, we got to do something about that. But real quick, we have a great promotion going on to let you know about. A bracket beatdown with some good friends of ours with Amazon Fire TV.
The NCAA tournament is here, and so is the bracket breakdown.
Locked On Podcast Network and Amazon Fire TV channels are teaming up to deliver NCAA tournament coverage like never before. Watch studio shows featuring former players and Locked On's local experts as they guide you through every upset, buzzer beater, and bracket matchup.
Stream it all for free on Amazon Fire TV channel. Search Bracket Breakdown to see it all for free.
It's your team every day.
Yes, it is. Jim Grieshaber, call me Grease, GRIES 102.98. The Heat lose to Houston. They've lost 10 in a row. They've lost 7 in a row at home, and they have not won a game since March 3rd. That's some of what we're talking about. What else might we have for you?
This is what you'll be talking about.
This is what you will be talking about, which is 10 losses in a row. Haven't won a game since March 3rd. You've lost 7 in a row at home. And tonight, Fred VanVleet, 13 of 17, 9 of 11 from 3. It was a 9-1-1 for Miami. It's appropriate that he was 9 of 11, but man, the Rockets come at you in waves. They have a lot of depth. I mean, you got Dillon Brooks, Thompson with 18 points, 9 rebounds, Sengun with 10 rebounds and 8 points. You had 37 points for VanVleet. You know what I'm saying? 11 for Smith Jr. off the bench, and the Rockets just continuing to own the offensive glass. It was offensive. And so the Heat, and look, 2 guys who I have not gotten to yet, who I will, un momento, por favor, and that should be the turning point of the game. I should redo it. Graphics are already done, but Andrew Wiggins, 10 out of 13 from the floor, 2 of 4 from 3, 30 points for Wiggy. Can't you see? Sometimes your play just hypnotized me. And it did tonight, although he didn't have many rebounds or anything else, but he had a big scoring game for Wiggins. Bam had 16 points and 6 rebounds with 6 assists, single digits at halftime. Tyler Hero, we need a hero. We're holding out for a hero, but we aren't getting one. Yeah, 8 points for Tyler tonight. That was pretty good. Tina Turner doesn't have to worry, but 3 of 11 for Tyler, 0 for 1 from 3. And what is up with that? Que pasa, muchacho? And I don't understand it. So Bam, 16 and 6. Khalil Ware, Killer K, shout out Killer K, 16 and 14 tonight for the big fella, the Rook. Jaquez Jr., 4 points in the starting lineup tonight in 14 minutes. And off the bench, diddly poo-poo, Duncan Robinson, 2 points. Haywood Highsmith, 3. 0 for Love, no love for Love. And Burks with none. And then what do we get? Oh, Davion Mitchell with 5 whole points. And Duncan Robinson with 2. Not a good night for Duncan. He'd been scoring really well lately, too, and just not getting it done. Let's check the team stats real quick before we get on up. Get up and get on up. Stay on there. By the way, RIP George Foreman, 2-time heavyweight champ, gold medalist in the Olympics, just a genuine, incredible. I covered boxing a long time in my life. I love George Foreman, and I think we all do with the Foreman grills way back in the day, too. So unbelievable, though. Just not a good night for your Miami Heat. Let's look at the team stats because we really need to get out of here. So the team stats, the field goal percentage, 52% they shot. They shot at 52%. That's why the game was so close. You know what I'm saying? 41% from 3, but the Rockets, 14 of 28 from 3. I repeat, 14 of 28. There's the parrot again. 14 of 28 from 3. VanVleet was 9 of 11, dog. You just can't. I don't even have to say anything. You're educated. You watch this show every day. You everydayers do. And if you're just here, welcome. Smash the subscribe, hit the bell so you know when you're coming your way with more content. And come on in the chat and say what up to your boy. All right, so here we go. Rebounds. Out-rebounded by 12. Par for the course, about usual. 17 steals for Houston, though, and only 8 for Miami. That is in reverse. Not usually the way that things happen for the Heat, but man, 21 turnovers too for Miami. And that is, you see the rebounds and TOs, they got worked on the glass and they turned the hell out of the ball over. They turned it over nonstop. So, and then the offensive rebounds, 15-5, and just, obviously not getting it done. The Miami Heat tonight. And those are effort categories. Largest lead, 10, Houston, 11, Miami. And that was that. Doc say it's a wrap. It's a wrap, and it is a wrap, except for un momento. One more thing, really, but it's multiple things under the umbrella of one. You can stand under my. So anyway, here we go. Are you ready? Numero uno. Pretty basic and simple. We have final score. Dun 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 dun. 102-98. The Heat beat, or rather lose to the Houston Rockets. The Heat beat themselves game in and game out. And look, I said it. They've trailed or they've lost 11 consecutive fourth quarters, meaning they've been outscored in the fourth quarter 11 consecutive times, all 10 on the losing streak. All right, real quick, because the show's going a little bit long here with the new format, we are going to give you the turn.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
And that, of course, would be, any guesses? Anyone? These are the moments. There it is. In the fourth quarter, they are outscored for the 12th straight game. It was what? 24-18 tonight. Respectable. But still, there's Bam. Like, hey, feed me the rock. But no, he really slipped offensively these last couple of weeks or so. And I love Eric Reed. He's amazing. What a great play-by-play guy. But you're reaching when he's like, Bam, number 1 in the NBA in box outs. It's like, yeah. So, yeah. Okay, Eric, love you. But yeah, I do. I love him. He's amazing. And it's his job. He's got to do it. But guys like me, my job to make fun of it. And so there we are. All right. So here's where we were in this game. And again, it should be one word. Van Vleeted, like decleated by Fred, and you were dead. See that? I could have been an MC. Fred Van Vliet with 37 points, man. 37 points, 9 of 11 from 3, 13 of 7. Nobody should shoot 13 of 17 and 9 of 11. Open looks all night. He's a great player, though. He impacts the game in so many other ways. Deflections, steals, turnovers, filling passing lanes, sagging off and down to the post to grab some long rebounds. He's really legit, man. Has been for a long time from his days in Toronto. The second star of the game, because it's hockey, Kellel Ware. Look at him in the shirt of the beast, Steven Adams. Kellel playing great defense tonight to go along with his numbers on offense. And I was really impressed with Killa K tonight. My man in the starting lineup, 16 points and 14 boards for Kellel Ware. And that's a game right there for the rookie. Throwing a couple of blocks to boot with 2 steals. And he's only the second star, and they lost. Who could have played better? Wiggy, 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 can't you see? Sometimes your game just hypnotized me, and I just love your 30 points. Too bad they came in a loss. 30 points for Andrew Wiggins tonight, another star of the game. He's the best player in a Miami Heat uniform in this game. Came in with, the injury with the leg, and he's all right. He'll be all right. So all those games they played without the nameless player, all those games that Wiggy has been out since he's been here, and they're still tinkering, and Spo's doing everything he can, man. At some point in time, you just have to realize, like, they're running out of gas. And it's like, hey, where's that crispness offensively? They need ventilators out there after all the extra minutes they've all played this year because of the nameless player, for one. And other things, the nameless player, that's his name. And look, next year, we'll go back to saying his name because he did do some things while he was here that were worthwhile. But this season, where he had completely sabotaged your Miami Heat, he remains nameless, even though he has my name there. All right? So, 102-98, the final. We got to go. Charlotte on Sunday. We're here right after the game with the POSTCAST. Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. We're free wherever you get your podcasts. We're free here on YouTube, Locked On Sports Miami. And we are free like a symphony. We are free. Oh, baby. And you know what I'm going to do. Roku. You down with OTT? Yeah, you know me. This whole party. Yeah. So Roku, YouTube, and wherever you get the audio version of your podcast. Jim Grieshaber, call me Grease. Got to cut down on the time on this one. The new format's supposed to be a little bit shorter, so I will get that right. But I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you've subscribed. I hope you've hit the bell, and I hope you've come on into the chat. We'll work those into the new clock has got it real quick. So we will get this right, I promise you. But what a great night and a great game, man. This is number 2 team in the West. The Heat bring it every night, and they compete. So keep watching. Stop whining. You've been spoiled. Oh, yeah, I'm talking to myself. Jim Grieshaber, call me Grease. That's all there is. There is no more, Heat fan. 102-98, they lose Sunday. Charlotte after the game. We here. Keep your game tight and your mind right, Heat fan, especially the second part, the way this season's gone.